Lauren from the Oregon Buddhist.
I'm not too familiar. Sharing your Dennis, did you want just each organization to just what they're doing?
Yeah, it's say what you want.
Okay.
You want to drive or you want me to get to your website?
No. Okay, so really quickly, that's what we want to do.
Okay.
So for the Between, we have a website, obviously. We actually have 2 Facebook groups. One is a public, open Facebook.
Oh, which is this one?
Yeah. And then we also have a closed group Facebook group, and we distinguish the 2 by calling one is, I think, Seattle Between Buddhist Temple or Buddhist Church, and the other one is Seattle Between Sangha. And we use the internal one, or the closed group one, to help communicate what's happening within the temple. We may use it to post photos or provide, whatever documents that are being created, or just internal communication. One of the things we found is, obviously you have the marketing aspect and outside communication aspect of what we need to do to attract or inform the community regarding Buddhist activities at the Between. But we also and desperately needed ways to be able to communicate internally. And I think that was one of the challenge of a large organization. And then we're all broken in subgroups, right? So each subgroup tended to do their own thing, and we couldn't communicate as a Sangha as a whole. So that was one of the challenges. So we created that internal Facebook.
And who do you give the password to the closed one to?
The closed one is actually, there's a few of the administrators that kind of started it. And so as soon as somebody wants to join, one of the administrators is always scanning it.
So it doesn't have to be just dues-paying members. It could be regular attendees.
It could be regular attendees. Yeah. The whole dues-paying member and attendee, that's an issue, and we're trying to. The number one thing is we want to be inclusive.
Yeah.
And so and it's our hope that by being inclusive, at some point in time, they will want to be inclusive.
So like I would click that I want to be your friend, and then your admin would accept me?
No, you would have to go into the search function and say Seattle Between Sangha.
But you would have, in order to get in, you have to send a like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a like or something, and then they'll come up and you can.
So is it only for Seattle Between members, or?
No, it's closed group to be able to control access.
An Oregon Buddhist Temple member.
But yeah, definitely. If you wanted to join and see what's going on.
It's sort of like a personal Facebook site?
It's kind of like a family site,
And
if you think of it. So you didn't want it open to Joe Public, but you wanted to keep it within the family.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea, because like we had somebody leading a meditation that had an accident, and I needed to get the word out to everybody that he wasn't going to be, holding the meditation. So that site would have been perfect for that.
Yeah. So, things like that. Or we had a windstorm in December, and we had a cabinet meeting or board meeting at that time, and half the board actually, are on there. So we just sent a blast. Hey, we're canceling the meeting, and that saved a lot of phone calls. So that's one idea. We have about 60. We're trying to make it to about 100. So we have 60
members. Yeah. Friends.
Or friends. Whatever they call them. And then through Dennis, I didn't I didn't even know we had a convention Facebook page, to be honest with you.
Oh, we just saw that.
Yeah.
People.
Somebody created it. I'm not really sure, but I'll find out who did, and then we can use that as a repository. Photos or other things. I think it'd be good to kind of link that all together. So there's the advantages of using Facebook. Obviously, I am not an expert in it, actually. So I'm learning as fast as I can of kind of the advantages of it. But it seems very, very robust communication tool. And then the final thing that is not up there, and we just started this, is we subscribe to Constant Contact. And through Constant Contact, we are able to utilize, have them help us develop a email newsletter. Because, again, one of the challenges for us is to be able to cross 400 plus members. And how do you, and it could be actually beyond 400, but how do you communicate to all of them, on a weekly basis? And what my wife was doing just at the Dharma School, she had this running list, and she would just cut and paste every time. And there was no control. We didn't actually have any idea who the emails belonged to, because some of them were kind of hard to understand. But all she would do is cut and paste, and that's how she was communicating with just the Dharma School. So we thought there's got to be a better way. And so we did some research, and Constant Contact came out to like $23 a month. And they're a fantastic group, company, always willing to help. They created this newsletter format for us. And so we've been sending out email blasts every week about what the latest things are happening. And so far, the feedback is that folks are really enjoying that ability to instantly connect via, especially with a lot of people having smartphones. They're able to quickly just look at the email, and we've been then linking it to our website as the anchor where the documents lie. So now, where people opted to not receive the paper copy of the newsletter, they haven't even gone to the website to go get, to see the newsletter. So we just was able to then create that link, so that now people that are that want to reduce paper and want to just stay informed, they can keep that one email, that weekly email, and then click to go see the newsletter. So we're trying to bring everything into a single communication. We haven't replaced the paper newsletter. We haven't replaced any of that stuff, but we're just trying to get it going. We have about 290 contacts at this point.
Who manages that part?
That part I'm managing.
Oh, okay.
Right now. I'm just learning the system. Every week I learn something new. And so like today, what I did is, we started receiving a lot of email from the members wishing that they had an electronic copy of the ebook. And so,
tell me about it. Yeah.
And so what I did is modified that format and created like a flash message and blasted it to 290 members, and the feedback was great. So I was able to then make that. So those of you, and the nice thing about Constant Contact, you could group people based on Dharma School or general membership or BWA or ABA or IBA or whatever it may be, and you can start creating groups. And so and each group can also have access, so that then if you want one, the BWA want to have the special event, they can do their own thing, send it out to their members. Or if we had an all Sangha, so I think the robustness of that system, we haven't explored all of the content, but you can do all kinds of things. You can sell tickets online, if you were to interface and all that stuff. So those are the kind of experiments and ventures that we're doing.
I know you have Vimeo. How do you like Vimeo?
The Japanese service uses it. To be honest with you, I am really not that familiar.
Is it Ellen Hoshino?
Yeah.
Or Matt? Are you involved?
Yeah.
Oh. You wanted to expand on certain areas, Matt?
I mean, I think we're just sort of, as far as video goes, we sort of everywhere types in. And taking out with that before beforehand, and for Dharma talks or for Japanese speakers that come in.
It's like,
We can record multiple Dharma talks and sort of spread them out because we have Japanese speakers.
yeah, what I like about Vimeo or YouTube is it's no cost at all. You just pop it out there. And as far as the files, the video files for high definition, they can be pretty big storage, so you can just plop it out there with no cost at all.
And so are you having them sign permission? We just started that this year, and we're getting signed permission from the person who's giving the Dharma talk just to cover us.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. That might be something that we might later share around the temple to make sure that we all have a release that is lawyer happy.
And there, I mean, we haven't had a lot of people who have objected to that because we don't really have people that are, that are basically making their money off of giving talk or something like that, where they just don't want to penalize that. It does, because money is involved, there is a prior and arrangement, so it just codifies that up front so that they can sell online.
So for this convention, Karen Morikubo put together a permission form for these speakers and buskers and people the ministers that have some officiating of services. If they can sign the form, that way we don't have to hunt for them to get a permission. It's a blanket form, so people that are filming could push it out to Facebook or whatever media. If it coincides with your mission and your objectives of each temple. But we can talk to Yukio about it, because Yukio's background, he's a corporate lawyer. So you just see him as a president, okay. But once Karen developed the form, she had Yukio, which is her husband, look it over to make sure that there's some, not any legal implications on there, to make sure that it's pretty much a general permission form.
I'll ask her for it and see if it matches what we have. Yeah.
And the part that I guess some people are concerned is intellectual rights and those things. So we may somehow have to address that. I don't know that part. But her permission is that we're able to push it out to the social media or website. As far as the concepts and things like that, I guess they still have the rights for that.
So is that form something that other temples could use, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of pushing on. Alan Chita from DCA headquarters was here for a while. He's looking at some forms, but what we wanted to do with this convention form, pass it over to DCA, and they can have their attorneys look at it too.
Okay.
And I'm sure, Greg, you guys, for Dharma Center, you have a permission form too?
Yeah, we've been using one for about 6 or 7 years, but it's really something you can cobble together. So there's something efficient. I mean, they're fairly simple because intellectual property is basically the ownership and investing in the person who's giving on. So they will always own it, the technology, they own it. We have a license to it. And as Matt was saying, none of the speakers that we have any objection to signing anything. They don't need to, because they're all one of us anyway. But it's nice to have it so that when you put it up, you have permission for that.
Go ahead.
The only problem we had was one speaker who said that he wasn't sure that he had referenced all the ideas that he had taken from other ministers in his talk. And had he known ahead of time, he would have been more careful about that. Because said, this idea came from Reverend Kip, this idea came from And then, you know, so he just was wanting to be careful about it, and so we appreciated that he wanted to be careful about his references. He didn't want to come across as saying that was his idea when, in fact, he had read it on someone in someone else's book. So that was kind of trouble either.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Vimeo versus YouTube. We used to use Vimeo a lot because of the restrictions on YouTube. There was a 15-minute restriction or something, but somehow that's disappeared. So
Not anymore.
So we don't. I haven't loaded anything on Vimeo for a long time. Are there advantages to Vimeo? We're going to start recording now and dropping it on YouTube, I think.
Well, later on when we get to ours, the YouTube channel that we had with the oboe that we took, it
Like
exceeded.
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours. We just ran it. and what's nice about it is, after you finish broadcasting, you can replay it again. You know, it's online streaming, and then you can rebroadcast.
In terms of Vimeo, I think my impression is there's a different audience. There's people that love video and really serious about it. There's put stuff on YouTube. But anyone will put stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And there's a huge audience, huge, a smaller but more serious audience on video. So you might put them in both ways.
Right. I think there's a membership fee for Vimeo if you're uploading large files. And that's one thing that I kind of call that we kind of just bought a new camera that's going to forward, so it'll be a lot nicer to use, I think.
Oh yes, because the problem is when you start advancing to like 4K, you know, 4 times the resolution of the hard, you know, you're going to have huge storage to contend with.
I had one question about the website and
Which
the
one?
newsletter. So is there a link between those so that someone could go to the website and click a button to sign me up for the newsletter? Is there anything like that?
I don't know.
I guess you could find out, Calvin. Where's Matt? Oh, Matt took off.
You know, I've never tried it. I don't know. Yeah, you know, when you start looking at, you're talking about communication, and you start linking a variety of, you know, you start down a road and you realize that. I think it's the challenge of taking what we've been doing for so long and then adapting it.
Yeah.
I just had to jump out because it was this conversation. I just received it. I received a number of emails saying, "Hey, the ebook is really cool. Is the people that put ads in going to receive an ebook or as a receipt?" You know, because in the old days we used to take the hard copy, right? You put it in the mail and say thank you very much, and you pay all of the postage and you send it.
Yeah.
Well, if you did that and you just said, you know, with a nice letter, but you just sent an email, it's zero cost. And I said, oh, that's a good idea. So I had to run out and just make arrangements to do that. But so it's like signing up for the newsletter. It's visitors. How do you keep them interested? How do you sign them up for the newsletter? They're thinking about sending them a postcard, which is really easy to do. Thank you very much. And then immediately put them into some sort of email system. Because, you know, we walk into any company or any store and you sign up for something and you're going to continue to get it until you beg, you beg and plead to be unsubscribed, right? But, you know, most of the time, if they're really interested, they're going to continue to kind of look at them. And there's high likelihood that they're going to come back. So we're not necessarily there yet, but I think that's where we need to head in order to take advantage of, you know, people looking at the website, people visiting the Facebook page, people visiting the temple physically, so that then, you know, you're continually sharing information with them, have that interaction.
Anyone from Tacoma? Let's see. Oh, Spokane, okay. Spokane has a huge contingent there.
The right side of the room.
I don't know where you want to start, Marty. You want to start with the web?
We've had, as we said last year, we've had Facebook for a couple of years, but we really know that Facebook is the reason that we have this influx of young adults. You guys know this. And so I ask whenever I see someone new, I sit next to them and ask them, well, how did you hear about the temple? And almost always it's the Facebook. Sometimes it's the website. Our website really needs to be worked on, and we have somebody that's just stepped up to do that.
Rachel isn't doing it?
No, Rachel has a whole new life. She's remarried, and she's very busy with her life, so she hasn't had a chance to do it. So Todd Milne, who is the shakuhachi player that some of you may have seen, has just started a new job with a media company, and their business is to take companies into social media. That's what they do for a living. So he's the music and audio guy. So he's going to help our Facebook. And what he's done recently that we're very excited about is he started to take film coverage of our Sunday Sangha meetings, and he's going to make us a video about the temple. He's going to interview Reverend Christine Marr, and he's going to make us a video that we can use on the website, on the Facebook, and promotionally for anybody that's interested. So we'll have this little, it's going to be fairly short. So we're pretty excited about that.
The cover I like is that you show the Sangha.
Yeah, that happened because we had a minister that came to town and wanted to go back and show the diversity of the people that come to our temple, and he asked if we could take a picture. So I got up on the Nigene and took that picture. And all the minister's assistants happened to be there that day. That was great. So that's up on our Facebook.
A lot of temples show their building,
yes,
but you don't know. It's like a shell.
We did for years.
You don't know what's behind that building. You know what people. You know.
When we talk to people that come for the first time, a lot of people that come for the first time come to a fundraiser first because they're intimidated to come to the temple. They think we praise graven images or whatever their fear is. We sit on the floor, whatever they think. So a lot of people come to the fundraisers, and then we take them upstairs. We have an open house at every fundraiser and show people. And so I think if people see this, they could see that it's huge. We're not sitting on the floor. And so we took that. I was the only one who didn't want to be photographed, and I took the photograph. So that worked out.
Can I talk about your website? Rachel did a nice.
Yeah, it is a nice website. It just needs, and one of the things we have on our website is for every fundraiser you can order online, and I love that because I do the orders, so I get all the orders summarized at the end of the order process. They don't pay online, which we're going to add, but they all can order online so that I have half of the orders for the fundraisers already. I know before the cooks start cooking that we have like 300 dinners ordered or whatever. So that's really nice. She's done a really great job, but the pictures are now 7 or 8 years old, and we need to work on it. So Todd's going to work on that. But that's the only two things we do is the Facebook and the website. We have decreasing number of people that want the paper newsletter, primarily our older generation. But you can get the newsletter on the website. The other thing is I do a Thursday blast, which I think, what you're talking about, the closed and the open email blast would be really great because now I have just everybody in the same pile, and so a lot of it ends up in people's spam, I'm sure. But I do a Thursday email blast to tell everybody anything that's going on, everything that's going on for the next couple of weeks. And I send the newsletter out as a PDF at that point, too.
So it's a weekly notification.
Yeah, there's like 590 people on it, and they're from all over the world. They're people who just said for some reason they would like to know what's going on. We've had members show up and join who told us that they moved to Spokane because they were following us on Facebook and they saw that we were a really viable Buddhist temple, and wherever they were from, some little town somewhere else that didn't have any Buddhist temple, and they went and looked at everybody's websites and everybody's YouTube, and they moved to Spokane partly because we were viable. They came and checked us out. But,
do you know, from a public Facebook page, what? I haven't had a chance to look at it. One of the concerns of some of the parents have raised is they're a bit hesitant of putting children, you know, on then we have like a Dharma school function and whatnot. And so we haven't managed it. It's been pretty kind of self-managing.
yeah.
And it's been kind of benign from the standpoint of describing the temple activity, especially when it involves children.
Yeah.
Whereas the internal one, since it's closed
See,
group,
that's,
you know
Yeah.
who's.
that's why I like that idea. Yeah.
But I think one of the things that I think as you talk, I'm thinking about it, it's really hard to manage so many different communication media in a centralized kind of coordinated way without a core group of people being kind of focused to do that and not having like a director of communication kind of position to say, okay, this is the content, this is the format, we need to then, you know, use this maybe as well.
Yeah, we're all volunteer. Like we have no paid employees and no paid reverence. So it has to be somebody, you know, somebody that's volunteering.
Yeah.
So and we post a couple of different kinds of things on the Facebook. I post the events, and then Jefferson, who's Mr. Assistant Jefferson Workman, posts stuff from everybody else's websites and anything, you know, that is of interest about in Buddhism, he'll put up on the site. So, yeah, I think a closed one would be better. I do have an internal list of 50 people who are kind of the core group of the temple, that if something, an emergency or something really important is happening. Jefferson fell and broke his left wrist and his right arm last week.
You're 50? Wow.
50, yeah,
that's
55,
good.
I think
That's a good number.
And that's just kind of core group of people that I could email right away and say, Jefferson fell.
Okay.
He needs help. But a closed one would be better. I think I'm going to do that. That sounds great. So that's kind of where we're at. Todd, you know, will lead us probably into other things like YouTube, and because that's what he's doing now for a living. So we're excited to have him work there. We intend to piggyback on his job experience. So.
Is he going to be here?
No, he was gonna.
He was supposed to log
Yeah,
on
he was supposed to log on. And maybe he had some
remotely,
trouble.
but I don't see. Was he in trouble?
I don't know. He was gonna log on. I talked to him about it last night.
Got his cell number. You can call him.
I
Is
do.
that go to meeting free?
Yeah, go to meeting.
Because I told him that I think. Yeah,
BCA.
No.
BCA pays for.
Yeah, the meeting's free as long as it's not the administrator.
BCA pays for it, but we're taking it back. We're piggybacking off there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I kind of between Alan Kita, Kevin, our accountant, I call them we take taxes to have them. So in return for our taxes, we have the service. So yeah, there is a subscription rate for it, and BCA is doing.
Is that something that everybody can access, or is it just because of the arrangement that you made?
Oh, no, you just call Alan Kita because Alan Kita humbly serves us. We won't pay their. I call BCA taxes. We won't pay their taxes.
Have you been able to get on, or?
Because one of the things I've been thinking about.
We don't see your name on the list.
We don't use. We should, but we don't use conference call to bring in people remotely.
Yeah, this teleconferencing device works out nice.
Yeah. And we should.
So Dennis, he called. Yeah, I'm just asking Dennis. He's just got to a place where he can do it. So.
Oh, okay.
Is there a phone number he called? I mean, I forwarded him.
Yes. Right there.
Yeah, it's dial 872-240-3312. And then it's got the access code and the audio pin. Do you need those or you got those?
Is that a voice call?
Okay, great, because I was just
Yeah,
talking
voice,
about you
yeah.
behind your back.
And they can tap in right into the teleconference.
Okay,
device.
thanks, Todd. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that way we don't have the feedback through that mic on the PC. We always have the problem when we try.
He's calling in right now.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Judy may pick him up or.
Well, he's had a hard day at work, so he's just sitting down to call in.
Oops, what happened? Oh, Oregon. Did Yoshi or?
Yeah, our website hasn't changed much since we started it up, and our webmaster is Ken Garner. He's not going to be able to make it this time, but he designed our website probably 7, 8 years ago, and it's been kept up to date. But in terms of the design, it hasn't changed very much. The events, online calendar. On the right side, they're all updated. So the information about the district convention is there.
I know to use the Dreamweaver as opposed to WordPress or.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about that. But
We use the Google Calendar.
Oh yeah, Google.
We have a Google.
Yeah, I think all the temples have Google Calendar, but to manage the website, Rachel used Drupal. To manage it. It's a CMS, content management.
Okay.
But I think, Calvin, Matt, you folks migrated to WordPress at some time. And then we migrated to WordPress, and I think, who else? Tacoma. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, do you know Laverne? Laverne, you could introduce yourself. She's traveled all the way from the East Coast, from Washington, D.C.
Hello.
That's Todd. Hey,
Oh,
Todd.
it's Todd?
Yep, that's right here. Okay, I'm here now.
Oh, okay. You can, hear our conversation. Do you have any access to internet? You could also look at the presentation, what people are sharing here.
Okay, where's that at? Is that in the email? Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Do you have a GoToMeeting app? When you join, the meeting ID would be your access code. Do you have a GoToMeeting app, Todd?
I don't have the app yet. I could probably get it real quick.
Yeah, just download that sucker, and then when you see the meeting ID, it's 230611413. That access code. Just
let me write.
okay.
Is it the same as the dial-in one?
Yes, yeah. That's the meeting ID.
Well, okay, I think I can do that. I'll
all right.
download the app and join there.
But
Todd, if you could talk about the video you're making for us.
We're just doing a profile video for the temple. I work with a company called Case 42, is a marketing media company, and we do a lot of video work and profile videos, and we are currently working on the neighborhood website of the neighborhood that the temple's in there, which I also live in. And so we'll be shooting a profile video for the temple. It's just for about a 1.5-minute long format that has one or more people giving an overview of what the temple is and what it's about, and then just on the video, various scenes from the temple. Just so somebody who watches it gets a pretty good feel for what the temple's about. We do it, for a lot of different businesses.
Todd, how about permission forms? If people do any interviews or featured speakers, do you have permission forms for them?
The temple has.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's.
Temple has some release forms. Case 42, the company that I work with, we also have whatever necessary contract. I mean, we do full scale feature television program production. So we have all the various contracts and things for releases for extras and lead actors and all that.
Alrighty. Can I move to Oregon, your public Facebook page here, the discussion group?
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah.
You got over 500 members in there.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that just asked to join. And
how did you attract?
I don't know. I really have no idea.
There are a lot of people who are looking.
Because you mentioned there's about 5 people manages this discussion group, or 6.
I think we have about 4 people, and we just whoever sees request to join, we'll just go ahead and allow them if it looks like a legitimate name, and.
Because I like that. I piggybacked off of that. I inserted this. I inserted this, what's going on, and I also inserted our event that's coming up because you got 500 members in there.
Yeah.
So how does that differ from a regular Facebook
discussion group?
How does your discussion group differ from a regular Facebook?
I think it's a regular Facebook.
It's just the same. Okay.
Yeah, there's several variations. Like Calvin, they have the community page for the convention. Then you have the public Facebook page, which you, Tacoma, and I, White River, is familiar with.
Yeah.
Then we do have a personal Facebook page. It got over 600 members in there. And then you got the discussion group. I kind of left the discussion group out because I'm the only one managing all this. So the personal and the public is almost like, not a full-time job, but I do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And just to make sure things are okay too, as people start sharing on our timeline. But the public Facebook page, that's the one you monitor. It's really restricted. But the personal Facebook page, anyone who's a friend could get on. Okay. Yeah, if it's, I haven't had any cases yet, but I'm kind of on alert. If it's inappropriate, I will take it down and ban that person from the Facebook. I don't want. Oh. Okay.
We've had to do that too.
Well, we haven't had that trouble with that.
We've had to delete posts and of course, yeah.
Welcome to come and have a conversation, but
Oh, so you had incidents that you had to ban the.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
So who makes that decision?
We have 3 or 4 administrators keeping an eye on things. There was one instance where one administrator put some foul language up there, so we had to recommend that person. But yeah, as far as the administrators, we generally keep an eye on it, as long as it's,
In the Facebook setting, there's the profanity line, how strong. So I kind of really restrict it because I can't be looking at it all the time.
But there's a difference between somebody that can just post a comment and posting. The only people that can actually post on our post would be Todd, myself, and Jefferson Berkman. But anybody can make a comment. Those are.
And we were trying to set up the minister's assistants to be able to post, so that one of the main things that we were trying to do was kind of gain attention just by sharing information about Buddhism and the Dharma. And so the minister's assistants are especially in a good position because they're, studying this stuff. So one of the main things was just encouraging them to just share articles and things that they came across, so that the page becomes a source of information.
But in a situation like that, then there's somebody, we had somebody actually post and it was just a comment, and he did take it down. Just wondering, you're going to do that, and everything.
Yeah, Jefferson and I both look at it at least once a day, if not twice. I look at it today. We've never had any trouble. Certainly could happen because it's public.
Yeah. But I think we like the idea of getting an internal, Facebook page. So I think we're going to look into going that direction. I like the idea of the constant contact newsletter too. So both those things.
Back in June, when I started looking at the public Facebook discussion group, I kind of avoided that in a sense that you need a Facebook account to get involved, as opposed to a public Facebook page where anyone in the internet could look at it. So I kind of left it out. I said, got enough discussion group, Oregon, and who else has a discussion group? You both have a discussion group. And this guy, Kevin Nelson, that comes periodically to our temple, he has a huge discussion group on that too, the Nimbutsu Fellowship. So I said, I got enough discussion group. All I'm going to do is, if they post something interesting,
yes,
I'll share it.
Yes. We do a lot of that, borrowing.
That's the beauty of this thing. You could hopefully do it. Hopefully they don't ban me from here when it's posted. Do you post do any videos? Or?
No, we don't do video. I think that's another set of responsibilities that we don't have a manpower for. So we haven't done anything in that direction. We have thought about audio. Audio is a lot easier.
We found that Todd has posted quite a few audios. And Todd, isn't it true that nobody's really listening to them? What Rachel said, I think.
Yeah, we have a recording going at our services, but our webmaster said that the text versions of the Dharma talks will get read, but people just don't really want to listen to the audio, I guess, for some reason.
Interesting.
So I think, the visual is what they're looking for. Thanks.
What about video as opposed to audio?
Yeah.
Even video?
I don't know. We haven't done video, so.
We just shot one video of a Dharma talk, so that'll be the next experiment.
Anyone from Idaho-Oregon? No? Okay. I don't see Mikey Siri and those people. Okay. I don't. For us, I just put this out. The website, the public Facebook page. We got a personal Facebook page. We use a Twitter, which I still can't have a grasp handle on it, and Pinterest is very visual. I don't know if people use Pinterest, but it's very visual.
So what do you put up on Pinterest. I'm just sort of vaguely
Oh, okay.
familiar with it. Do you have an example you can show us?
Yeah. Should have a link. Okay. Only Randy is here from White River, so there's more people coming. But there was an occasion about the Buddhist altar on 019, the flowers. Some people, I don't know how much I should divulge, but some people were complaining about cost involved. I said, well, if I put how beautiful it is, probably it will minimize their frugality of it. So I used the example of this Buddhist altar. She's taking all these pictures of these, and this is very diverse. Each person that put in to arrange the flowers really put in their style and everything. I mean, you can kind of see the different version of it. It's very beautiful to me. I don't know about you folks, but
do you have a page on Pinterest? Is that how that works? Or you just?
No, it's free.
But I mean, can I go to a page that's White River?
Oh yes,
and
yeah.
find all of your pins?
Yeah. And that's where I had this seminar on there, and then Garth mentioned about he doesn't have an account, and he saw that you have to sign on.
Oh.
So that's why I had to switch to a PowerPoint presentation and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, this is one usage. And what I do with these flowers is that when we have an event, I use this as a background and post the event on it.
Nice.
You're going to notice some of the events, like family memorial service, Ho'onko, that it's just that this is like, the Onaji is like a home base. I mean, it's your home. So, and with that, with the flowers, it shows the personality of whoever put it together. And it's visual. You should just grab pictures as you go. If you'd like to collect scrapbooking, if you'd like to collect pictures, I use it with different variation.
I got on Pinterest and put that I was interested in Buddhism, then I started to get like 100 notices a day. This got posted today by so-and-so, this got posted today.
Okay.
So there are people who just live on it, I think.
Because, like for example, I post the Northwest District temples, and I put it, all of these, and with a highlight, I put highlight. So, Yakima doesn't have a website, just have a directory, but still, we have a directory that points back to Yakima, White River, and the others. Yes, yeah. Hold on here. Okay, let me expand this out. You see this upper corner here? That Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Amazon Smile, and Pinterest, it's all up there, the social buttons. And I'm not a good marketeer. I think Rachel did a good job on saying, these are Buddhist books on Amazon. If you want to purchase, go through this Amazon Smile, and you get donation to the temple. But I'm not quite at that stage of being a marketeer.
It's a very small percentage.
Yeah.
It is money.
It's something, yeah. But that's how I link between the website. I picture the website as a home base, and then you fan out. You talk about centralizing your communication. You can, whatever you want, but I use the website as a home base, and then fan out from there. So from here, this icon just shoots to the public Facebook page, and I had a lot of feedback on here. Why did you put Mayumi and Sensei together? I said, well, they're part of the when the sun, or when people to visit the temple, they want to see who's the minister and who's the Okusanda. This is. So I put it on there. So when they see them, they can talk to them. But I never picturing the Sangha as opposed to the building. When I saw that, oh, maybe I should switch it around. But things like this public Facebook page, you don't need a Facebook account. So you just could go tap right into there and look what's going on. Did I answer your question about how it links together? Okay. And
we just don't get very many visits to our webpage. Almost everybody says they went right to Facebook. The younger people.
They just added a thing. You can see it right here on your page. This create a call to action right in the middle and of the top.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. That if you click that there, it gives you a few different options. Choose a button there. And what they do is they just give you links, so like the contact us could just be a link back to the main website, or it gives you a few simple functions there. But I think most of them really just provide a link, and then it adds a button right there. So it's a good way to create a link back to the main site. They just put that on there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
a couple
good.
Weeks back. Yeah.
But normally what I do when I post an event, usually I put a link back to the website just to say, oh, we do have a website.
Uh-huh.
But it's not the home page, but the actual event. Then if they're curious, they can start navigating around. Like this one here, we talked about the convention. Or that's Calvin's community page, but I was going to show an example. Oh, like here. The Mind and Body that's coming up with Jinton, Craig Horton. Yeah, it just links back to our web page. And then we're still in the, we don't have online registration, so we have to click here for the form if you want to mail it in. So that's how we link between the Facebook and the web page.
How many hours a week do you work?
I'm retired.
Oh, good thing, right?
So usually in the morning when I drink coffee, I want to make sure if the posting are okay and all that. Then I have some what if, and if there's some things to try out, then I do it in the evening because Lil and my wife would say, "You can get a lot. You got other things to do." I have a thing to do list there.
Like 2 hours a day?
Yeah, about two hours a day. But I noticed that both of us on the web page for quite a lot. She likes to play Sudoku and other things. She's not around, okay. But the other part is someone mentioned about YouTube channel. This was just an example of this Bonodori. I just had it let it run. It was 9 hours, so I had to kind of index into it when they actually start. It's 3 hours, 51 minutes into it. I just let it run.
That's the number of views, 463.
400, what's that?
463 views.
Oh, I don't know what. There's just some stats. You're talking about the stats who visit the site? Yeah.
I was watching it live, and I think there were only like 3 other people watching it.
Yeah, but the beauty of it is, as soon as it's finished, you can rebroadcast. So it's there, so people can click at their leisure. It's like a DVR. You record an event, and you just go to it. And if some people say, "Oh, I want to see certain segments," you just have to hunt right through it. They can move forward, move backwards, whatever they want to do.
So you just set up a camera and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I just set,
okay.
because I have to do other things. I mean, every temple has people with mini hats.
Yes, yes.
And whenever I do this, they think I'm just playing around. But it's an actual exposure, I guess. And you talk about, that 15-minute business. Once you start posting longer lengths, they just let you go. So I'm trying to figure out how to make, like the Hombu, the Honganji has that Honganji channel. They had a transition to the new Monshu. What you could do with YouTube is have a YouTube channel on your site and then just tap into whatever event. Bonodori, fundraise, I know, or major services, whatever you want.
What we like to do is use that for public lectures, recording those. I don't know if people would attend or watch them, but it's just a way to capture that. It's not very far.
Because I'm just filming the cars passing by.
What kind of camera did you use?
It's this camera that I would be using with Calvin's group. It permitted me to start doing this camera.
Is the Wi-Fi uploaded?
No. Unfortunately, I had to clean house at the year end, and now I'm missing the box too. I was going to do some streaming for the opening service, closing service, but I can't find the box. So we're just going to capture it and then post it, and then have Lynn and Karen look at it too for their review. But it's pretty slick because you got a box. Kevin Arakaki, the guy that what is he? Auditor? No.
Yes.
Quarters.
He's a yeah.
Well, what is he, Judy?
He's a accountant. He takes care of all the finances for BCA.
Oh, the finances. Yeah, he's a pretty sharp fellow.
He's also, and he's also very good at technology.
But all he got is this Teradeck device, and I just put it on there. And for us, we had to hardwire. We strung a RJ45 data cable from our router overhead to the Yagada, and then hook it up here because the Wi-Fi was still unstable. So we had to hardwire to the internet, just stream it.
For live streaming.
Yeah, live streaming, and then DVR. You just capture it, and people can peruse it at their leisure. I don't know how effective this is, but eventually we wanted to do live streaming for if that was the case, Bonodori really attracts people. Anyway, that was just an example of what we're doing. So yeah, it kind of goes on. So you can kind of fast forward like a DVR and just let it run. Yeah, this is the Children's Lantern Parade that we had. Yeah, you talk about permission. Can we film people? This Bonodori essentially is a public event, and there's an implication. Once they enter the temple ground, there's an implied consent that they'll be filming. And technical-wise, that's it. But what we have to do as a matter of courtesy on the program is saying that, upon entering the temple grounds, you'll be subject to be photographed or filmed. If they balk at it, it's up to them. They don't need to attend the event. It's a public event. And the other part to this whole with Calvin's group, this is a registered event, so that's why we have to be careful about permissions and everything. If it was a public event, yeah, could film anything in the public area. But it's a registered event, so we just kind of have to be careful what we film and who we interview and all that. As long as if they sign that permission form, we're good to go to the social media and the whole bit. Anyway, that's just my food right now. Yeah, I ran into a lot of problems with that, including my class reunion. I started to do a Facebook page. Randy's my classmate. He just told me, I'll see you in jail because I maybe possibly bumped into copyright infringement on our yearbook because someone told me that we signed a form that we won't be using the yearbook. I don't know what to call it. I don't recall. How can you, for me, 50 years ago, almost 50 years, right? How can you remember? But somebody remembered it. Said, Dennis, you shouldn't do that. But I just put it on anyway. All the yearbook pictures, the event. We have a daily thing in the newspaper that's another thing. There is what they call a Fair Share Usage Act that you can post it on and credit the newspaper or the article. You can do that. There's a Fair Share Usage Act. You can look into that part too. But I mean, I was going to take the yearbook down, and there are other people complaining that we lost our yearbook. We want it up. And so I just let it go at that right now to see what's settling down. It's like doing things and be forgiven later. The other part,
yeah, generally copyright is a cease and desist sort of thing. Is about the worst. That if you're not making money off it, the most they can do is say, "Hey, take that down."
Yeah, and
if you were to ever run into anything.
Yeah, for Todd, right? Am I talking to Todd?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's me.
What we okay, what would pursue?
I'm
sorry.
No problem.
This is just a sidetrack, but I graduated in a Hawaii public high school. We're just going to investigate with the Department of Education. Department of Education, just to make sure things are clear. I mean, it's okay to do it because essentially it comes back to that central organization. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tom.
Right. No, I didn't have anything else to add at this point.
The other part, I haven't really played with Twitter. I have a niece now that's in Twitter, and what this does is you talk about these one-liner in the, and then what it sends on the mobile device is this one-liner, short text, and then you see this highlight here. If you really want to see it, you can click on it, and it pulls back to the Facebook page, the link back there. So I don't know what, you had something comparable. The email contacts, you had a text and a link. You know, I think this is what Twitter, I'm still playing around with it. I haven't built any following in that part.
20s.
Yeah, they're a much younger group. Yeah. They don't like to talk on the phone. All they do is text, and Twitter is part of the texting thing. See Oscar, Richard Sherman, those guys, they tweet a lot. I mean, if you ever seen their tweet, whatever messages.
Tweet.
Yeah, tweet. Yeah. Richard Sherman. Who's that?
Celebrities.
Yeah, celebrities. Yeah.
People that want to follow celebrities.
And so right now, just playing with it. So I don't, And
I find it good for really short pieces of information. A lot of them is broadcasts. Blog today, crash on whatever. So just blast that out. It's not an email that you see, so it's like really short, a shiny object, so you can kind of just answer it.
But you have to be on Twitter to see it.
Yeah, you have to have an account, and you have to be able to follow certain people. But I'm not sure how helpful it is. Unless you have a lot of people following and say, hey, every so-and-so is coming to one thing.
Yeah, some of the sub-web pages, I have the Twitter, the Pinterest, and the Facebook on the side. In case people are curious what's out there, they can do it. I don't know if this is more of a bother, but suppose the most current posting comes on here. Yeah, one of those apps. I forgot which apps I downloaded. Because this is a CMS, Content Management System, WordPress, like Seattle, Tacoma. I think Ecochi has WordPress too. It's one of these what they call plugins that you can use. I don't.
That would be good.
Yeah, well, I'm playing around with it. Leslie's playing around. I have to figure out what usage, how to have a big following. I may have to, what's that? ask my niece how they use it. Yeah, yeah I guess so.
Maybe at opening service you can skirt the street.
All right. But anyway, that's I don't know if any other questions. That personal Facebook page is kind of interesting too. I use that a lot for talking to the discussion groups and also sharing. I can't share to the public Facebook page, but I can share to the discussion groups. So. Okay, the personal Facebook page, you need a Facebook account to get on board, and you need to become a friend to, I have to be careful because as you say a friend, they can start posting on your timeline. So I kind of have to check how appropriate is it if people start doing it. In this case, what's the number of people? It's over 600 now, 600. And I'm not a linguist, but I got people from South America, posting in Portuguese. I got people in Japan posting in Nihongo, so probably like Calvin, and they can probably read and write. And so I can respond to those. And we have a site in Romania that is have a Buddhist temple, and I don't know what Romanians speak, but yeah, you can see they're saying something, but I don't know what it is. And then in Italy, there is a Jodoshinchu. So these 600 friends are, just worldwide. It's all over the place. But what I'm trying to gear, maybe should have another, as you mentioned, a temple group, because these 600 people are so diverse that if you want to, send some temple message, we just have an internal email list that we just send it out. Maybe we should have a website just for those people, a target group. Do you have any more things, Randy? Randy's from my temple. He's just giving me support here.
Well, the only other thing is that if you have Facebook, you need to post to it every day. That's how it grows. When we used to post once a week, we had 10 people. Now we try to post, somebody tries to post something every day, and we have, 1,061 people. Yeah. So it takes some time, find things to post.
This is the inside. It's going to go to the temples. This is Buddhist Temple of San Francisco. They have a pretty good following. Over 1,100 likes, 1.8. And Gardena is 631. Spokane is 1.2 now. That's all I was going to ask, Mario. How do you post building?
We borrow stuff from all the rest of the websites, and Todd started posting as well. So
the other part is interaction, or I don't know where there's a column here that there's also interactive. When you post, that's the other thing. But we're down here. We can't, somehow there's a threshold. No one likes us anymore.
I think one of the biggest ways is if you can encourage people to invite their friend list.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's there's a few pages, and I don't think they have to be any kind of administrator to do that. I think anyone, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that, but I think anyone can go and invite their friend list. I know that's with some of the things that I'm involved in. I've been able to see it. I got Spokane Psycho went over 100 new likes in one day.
It's viral.
From inviting my friend list to it, just people who knew me and knew, something I was involved in. Then by inviting my friend list, they all went, oh yeah, or especially, or even have a good image that they can see, and then they like it, and then that puts them on the list to, to see the posts in their stream. So I think, to encourage members to invite their friends is, I think, one of the bigger ways to build that.
Okay, what I was going to mention was I'm just trying to monitor what people like as far as posting. I noticed Reverend Dr. Uno, about 300 people, I guess he's well known. Draw is there. This Body and Mind, Jisui Craig Horton, I guess he's kind of well known. So we've been getting some draw from there. Judy, are you the only one there besides Todd?
Yes.
This
is very interesting.
When Reverend Matsubayashi came on, he just had 68. So, it's a draw. I don't know if it's the dynamic personality of the minister or whatever, but it's sorry that we're doing some measurement, but just want to see. The most draw we had was over 600 people viewing, of all things. In Bonadoli, we have a pre-entry team from the Okinawa Kenjin Taiko group. They're really a tight organization. I mean, Calvin, you represent Kumamoto, right? But Okinawa Kenjin, they're a tight group. So as soon as I put a post on there about the line, Shishimai, they call it Line Dog Dance, and the group, the Taiko group, about 607 of them view it. I don't know where they're from. I was just amazed. I tried to post some music on there. There was a gal in the closing service, opening service, sang. She's attractive too. That really had a drop. About 500 or 400 people looked at it. Oh, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. I think she's looking for the key, but she knows where we are.
What is this Living Dharma Center?
I think.
That's Canada.
Yeah, that's Canada. Yeah.
There's a lot that channel.
They're bringing up the here, right?
Okay. Yeah, we got about 4 minutes. Okay, so.
A lot of video.
So Greg can. I don't know where the link is, but Greg can. From Vancouver, there's a link to Living Dharma Center.
Well, I would just put Living Dharma Center.
Oh. Okay. This I can't.
Just go to YouTube and channel.
There. Oh, okay. That.
I can't see the screen. So what was it? Living Dharma Center.
Living. Yeah, with an RE. You spell everything wrong.
Dharma. Living Dharma Center, re.org or com?
CA.
CA. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, you went to a YouTube channel.
So
Yeah.
So we're in this.
So this is our national. We have an organization, a virtual organization called the Living Dharma Center, and what we've done, instead of having a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temple of Canada site, we just have the center.ca site, and it's some reflection on our demographic. We don't, even across Canada, we don't have the kind of interest in Facebook, Twitter, within our membership. We don't have that age range. Like our age range is 70. So there's just a handful of people across Canada. And one fella, Robert Miai, he put together this website for the national organization. And then we try to use all of the resources, our Canadian resources, to provide content to this. So one of the things we're trying to do with the Facebook or Twitter is finalized so that we can get something happening. Each temple that tries it is one of these one-man army type of things.
Yeah.
Even in the Vancouver, if you went to the Vancouver site, don't go there, but if you went to the Vancouver site, you would see that it's up to date, but it's tired. There's one guy doing it. It's hard for us to keep it up to date. We have a thing, so I don't know, Calvin, were you looking at a particular...
Well, I was just looking at YouTube and I hit a channel. And
So,
if you do a search on the Joe Shishu, that pops up.
I think that would be our, like Robert Miai's YouTube. We started it with Bob Oshtad's video, 15-minute videos, and we got quite a few hits on that one. We've been kind of off and on with YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, but search
Oh, just type in Joe Shishu.
relationship. Okay. Oh, sorry, Greg.
Well, I think like Roberts has some time challenges, so we all send him our videos if we can, and then he'll put them up on the site. I don't know how far he's gotten. One of the challenges that we have is our old camera, our old Canon camera, produces tape in the wrong format. So we've got about 20 tapes that are still on tape format, haven't made it on digital. But we'll probably, hopefully, have more videos coming up on our site. I don't know if this is actually.
Which one?
This is a search, so this is basically everything under the sun. So you can see, there's that Japanese Buddhism, Joe Shishu, there's videos, there's actually cartoons.
Yeah.
There's in a way, I would, it becomes like an archive of videos, which is great, but, it's a way to feed directly feed Facebook or even post on your website if you wanted to. Short snippets of information and sharing.
Okay. So, Mario, how did you get 1,200 likes on it? Just constantly have
constantly we post something, we're all just, I mean, that's the only thing Jefferson told me is that just we post, and we try to post somebody tries to post every day.
Oh, daily basis?
Daily basis so that the site is active. Don't you think that fit, Todd?
Yeah.
Keeping it active so that it's always producing, there's always something new and people get excited about coming back every day.
Find something interesting.
Yeah, especially Facebook. You probably have heard does have certain algorithms built into it, so you're not evenly. A Facebook user isn't seeing all the posts from all their friends and all the things they like in even distribution. So you have to be the amount that you interact also increases your visibility. So it makes more of a difference than it would even seem because of the way that Facebook kind of filters the content that people are seeing. When you post, not everyone sees everything that you post, unless they come look at the page, of course. But in the news feed, you get more action in people's news feed the more that you're putting out and the more people are interacting.
Thank you, Todd. I'm just looking at part of Kevin Nelson. He talked about the usage of Pinterest. What he does, Kevin, is he collects all these Pure Land Buddha, all these scrolls and everything. I don't know where he gets it from. Quite a bit, 72 pins. So if you're interested, you can also look at this, what he collected. some people like to do these things. So that's why I kind of use him as an example of the usage of Pinterest.
And I am. This is Todd Milne again. I'm not sure if that's clear, but I'm not quite understanding yet how I've set up just a personal page on Pinterest, and I'm not. It seems like there's a lot of people sharing and pinning these images, but are you finding that you're getting real interaction with people? I mean, I suppose even just sharing these images would be a good way to spread some information. But I'm feeling like a lot of people are just pinning images, and they're not interacting with the other people, on Pinterest. I'm not.
Oh, okay. As far as interaction,
you don't have the conversations going on or people contacting each other. Really, you just have them sharing each other's pictures.
Yeah, mainly that's how I use it for our temple. Come springtime, there's lots
exposure.
Rhododendrons, rhodies, and everything. Let me get back. What I do is the landscape. Here, I have pictures of around our temple. It's more like a hobby. Because I know for a fact, like Hawaii, there's flowers all the time, but to me, it's not as beautiful as here in the Northwest with the flowering cherries and the rhodies, and when it blossoms, it's just overwhelming. Azaleas. So that's why I kind of posted what we got out here. It's just an example. More like
I guess Are you seeing?
As far as the return,
the images catching people's attention to the point that they then show up at temple events, or
it's more, I think, virtual contact. You got followers that like to see. As far as return,
just kind
of for the temple, I really don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just new to it myself, so trying to understand how it works. I really enjoy Facebook in the sense that you can actually have conversations on there and post events and a lot of ways to overlap it with more direct real world social activities.
It's about 6:30. Do you folks want to keep on going, or because the room is 7:30? There's a minister assistant in the same room. Up to you, whatever you guys want. I mean, if you guys want to eat dinner or whatever, we can stop here. Or
I think we kind of covered everything we're doing.
Dennis?
So we're all doing things individually? Is there like some sort of an initiative, CCA-wide or institute level, to sort of collect our resources so that we...
Judy Kono.
Hi, Judy.
Hi. Maybe about 5 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Because Laverne Imori is asking if BCA or BCA Communications can take some initiative in centralizing these things. Is that what you're...
Yeah, providing like a central resource, whether we come together at a district or at the BCA level, but it's like we're all struggling with the same issues of lack of resources, and we don't necessarily have the most up-to-date, technology knowledge within our own group. So, we have to do something to try to be and bring our website, Facebook, current. But
yeah, that's why, like, this is very good what Dennis is doing, so I want to actually have him help other districts start up something like this web consortium. And listening to some of the other speakers, they could also maybe have talked with other groups too on how to help them with different projects. But it looks like you really need to look for within your own temple to find people that are tech, savvy, and this is where you should start maybe trying to get some of the younger people possibly at your temples involved.
Yeah, it'd be a great way to draw them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things I've been thinking about is probably, at some point, I don't want to get stuck with having to do communication. So, luckily with the University of Washington, and then a lot of Buddhist education is centered around Seattle U and whatnot. Try to get students, and even our own, Dharma school students with MBA that have go to college, bring them back, especially if they're in communications or marketing, and utilize Temple as a way to test some of the theories and build a workforce.
Yep.
Because once they're in it, they're doing it all the time. It becomes natural to them. The rest of us doing it before 6 o'clock or after 11. I know sleep is overrated, but at some point in time you can't keep up.
Yeah.
But is there a centralized kind of initiative at the district or even at the BCA level? I haven't seen any.
No.
I mean, if you're government company, nonprofit, I mean, you have communications directors, and they have staff, and their whole job is to drive communication.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this, like everything else.
Well, we have a guy on our board. He's actually run 2 years ago. He is the director of technology integration at University. So he's kind of managing our website, but cultural side. And he does a lot on our board, and so it helps us feel like we have to do more. He posts every day. So I think it is maybe trying to.
I even thought about maybe making it an assignment to see if I could get the high school, Dharma school program to take some of this on. Hey, you guys hold this and see it, or whoever it may be, and groups that might be interested, and figure out different ways to get help. Because you just fizzle out if you try it, or it's the classic story of the one person that had an interest, and then they have to move on, or they get sick, or something happens.
Just a question to Greg. The Living Dharma Center, have you hired somebody full-time to manage it, or?
No, it's volunteer.
Oh, okay.
It's virtual, so we have one of our board members, one of our national board members,
Oh, okay.
she's our liaison, our director of the Dharma Center. They have fun. They have fun people. We just try to find people in the local temple to do certain activities. Because it's national, it can be centralized, and we can put out, so it's not super successful yet, but we think we can put out directives. One of the things that we're trying to do right now is we're getting this Facebook thing and stealing quotes. We've got Reverend Ulrich, who's just recently retired, and Jeff Wilson. They're feeding us, going to be feeding us sort of short one-liners, and we're going to put them on, and we'll put them on our Facebook thing. We'll try to get a few more people lined up. contribute. We're going to try to do like baby steps, but at the national level, we've got more resources and more reach. And one of the other things we wanted to try to do was lay people's stories online. So we wanted to get some people, interview some people on how they came to the temple, what is it really like about Shin Buddhism. We wanted to do that at the national level and then point people to their local temple or to a discussion group or whatever. But we haven't gotten there yet. That's more in the planning stage. I found that trying to do it at the temple level, we don't have the resources to do it. Nationally, I don't know if we'll get to any of it, because nationally it's sort of like, well, my temple comes first. I'm a national organization, but I have to bring time up to something for them.
Yep.
So it's a challenge.
Oh, yes, Judy. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, time's up.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking, all this conversation, maybe I might find out if the BCA would like to do like a technology seminar or workshop at the JSC. That might be one start to help, and then people could send people from their temples to come and learn more about it, because I've actually learned a lot myself just listening in on your conversations and how you can use technology in such, innovative ways to help develop your Sangha. So maybe that would be something to have as a technology, sort of workshop or conference here.
To work with Yumi Hata? She's a CB.
No. I'm not. No, a technology conference where we would bring people in, maybe like yourself or Todd or people who have sort of quote expertise in this area to talk to members about how this is used and maybe even show them how to use is simple, a few things. It's like baby steps. But yeah. Anyway, I want to explore that a little more with our communications committee and see if that's a possibility.
Yeah,
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think even starting with developing a really easy communications plan is critical. Because communication is not a communication, but you have to be able to use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So, setting out objectives of what you want to use communication for, and then focusing toward working on fulfilling your plan to help you maintain that focus versus the tendency is, there's a lot of technology out there, but you can drive all over the freeway doing whatever, but if it's not helping you meet your primary objective, then there's a potential you're just wasting time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Judy, this is Mary Hallworth. Hi.
Hi.
Are we having breakout sessions at National, like we did last?
Yes.
So
yes, they are.
We can bring that up at the breakout sessions. And
yes.
So.
One of the breakout sessions is about BCA, and so at that session, we should bring this up.
Yeah. Okay.
At that session too.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry. Laverne, you want to say anything about EcoG or? Oh, okay. Any other? Brandon?
Why would someone go to the personal Facebook page as opposed to the public Facebook page? Just a quick question. You don't have to go into detail.
I think the personal one's more for the temple to reach out to people than the other way around. Isn't that that's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, it can serve in multiple ways. Like it's like having your own internal email system, but it's more robust than simply email, because email is just one-way communication. Whereas if you have it's like within your own family. Somebody posts somebody that the Boy Scouts did this, and then the Dharma School did this, and they're different. Somebody did this. I mean, everybody can see that, so it's very interactive.
Yeah.
But you can use it as one way. It can go both ways, and it serves as a living kind of gallery of the event that happens. So
you get more detail than you would on the public one, like we had our first stone soup Sunday where the Garnet kids were making stone soup, and Garth emailed me and said, you know, so what should I do? Should I bring a potato? So on the personal one, I would have put out, you know, we're having stone soup, and this is what they're thinking of. They want 10 carrots and 14 potatoes, whatever, so you can give more detail. Because on the public one, I didn't really say anything.
Public one is just the event.
Yeah.
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 I use the personal Facebook page to share links and to expand on the event. Yes, something like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The other part I like about personal Facebook, you can wish people happy birthday.
Sure.
And I've been doing that for the 2 hours in the morning. I wish them happy birthday. You know, White River wish them happy birthday. I mean, it's just something personal, but you know.
So can we clone you and you could come and work at each of our
And I can share the link, you know, going off to 500 member Oregon Buddhist discussion to 1,200 likes in your. Okay, I guess we kind of end. Yeah, hour half is just about right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I really learned a lot. I appreciate it.
So, Judy, you captured this? Did you capture
Yes,
it?
it said that the session is being recorded, so I'll check to make sure, and then I think I can actually send you the link you'll get on to be able to hear the recording.
Oh, okay, great.
I think
Okay, Todd, we probably need to sign off. I guess people are tired. We've been talking.
All right.
See you, Todd.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a good conference.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll see everyone soon, yes.
All righty.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Judy.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay.
You need help? Yeah.
I'll just put it back together again.
Dennis, I'm going to end the meeting.
Okay, sure, yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.